Imagine if leadership and development was a uniting factor for people towards a certain achievement. When people set aside their political differences and affront a cause that will benefit everyone.
What does omuntu wa wansi see as development in Entebbe?
Mbuuza meya akyegana, tawunikiraka akyegana.
Who is the problem now?
Ensonga eno ejja kuggwa.
That is politics.
Era tetulina kyakulya n'ekya tekigenda kubaawo.
Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. as we discuss matters in Entebbe, the first Uganda's colonial capital, and what it deserves. Okay, thank you for joining us once again this beautiful morning on Entebbe today, the 14th of October 2023. A very beautiful and lovely morning from Entebbe, and we're coming to you live, of course, from the Media Lab here at Abaita Babili in the first colonial capital. I don't know if that is failed still or we now rally behind something else. But of course, it's always a beautiful thing to interact and share views or share what we carry on with you, our beautiful and lovely viewers. Thank you for joining us. If you're streaming live on YouTube at the Media Lab, Facebook Media Lab School, and Twitter also at the Media Lab. This beautiful morning, we carried a lot with us, and we'll be picking a topic by topic as time goes by. But of course, I just wanted to introduce a panel of my guests tonight. But I don't think you really guess, because the gentleman from the islands, Sese Islands, has always been here, has always shared views. Good morning, and Henry Lubula, the chief news editor for Entebbe Post. Thank you for really joining me on the show.
I'm grateful for being invited here, and thank you.
And always as usual. You start with a low tone, but when you get somewhere, it gets exaggerated. But of course, on my right is as well the writer with the Nile Post, Lawrence Mushabe. Thank you really for joining us on the show today.
I'm really so grateful, Ivan, and thank you so much for inviting me.
We'll
here.
be back from the scuffle when the NUP president was returning. Well, but of course, those are the two gentlemen that we're going to be interacting with on a number of topics. And I want to quickly start with something that has really caught the attention of the country. What happened in Parliament this week, something that really has attracted mixed reaction. The Rakai woman MP and the Juliet municipality MP as well, Member of Parliament, Honorable Francis Zaake. So, quite unbelievable.
It's quite unbelievable, yes. But again, I don't know if I'm invited to start.
You can start.
But again, it is too traffic. It is complex because it has a component of morality and also has a component of politics and procedure. On the side of morality, you cannot be a member of parliament recognized and at the epitome of Uganda's leadership, and then you come out one day and then start calling another leader at the same level a prostitute, or even write out something that will not make sense. Well, as we're in the population and we are doing politics, at the very same time, we need to understand that the politics that we're doing must be a replication of what we aspire to have as a country. If you want to aspire to have a country which is morally upright, if you want to aspire to have a country which is moving in the right direction, there are very many other things that we must tell the population to understand, to honor their votes, to know the reason as to why they are voting and how to move the country forward.
Lawrence, do you think this has been understood from a political context or a moral understanding, in your opinion?
Thank you so much, Ivan. And once again, I'm so happy to be here discussing the matters that are so crucial in the country. Ivan, I will start by saying Uganda's politics right now, it's characterized by one, hate speech, indiscipline, and all the other related acts. If you see a member of parliament moving to a constituency and you start spreading those evil words, speaking about someone as if she's your enemy, or that kind of hate speech that is now built into these politicians and everything, it is nothing that it is something that we've seen that is really putting down our politics. That is hate speech. 2, our parliament now is described of those evil things in form of fighting, speaking against each other, showing powers and everything. If you stand into between members of parliament and you start speaking things that are not related, meaning you're actually disrespecting even the powers that are.
Actually, I want Henry. I first of all want to disclaim. I don't want to create something that women members of parliament will think I am just against them. This was a political rally, I understand.
Yes.
I don't want, or I do not want to agree with Honorable Zaake that what he did was okay. But I am trying to look at it in the context that it becomes a matter of concern to everyone.
Yeah.
This is a matter that should have been subjected to CID, and Honorable Zaake can be charged in courts of law. But I am coming to the point. I myself respect someone, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Tayewa, Thomas Tayewa. I have respected him from day one. But I am looking at a decision that has been taken on an order paper of Parliament that this becomes a national matter. When we have people from Bududa, where I come from, and Manafa, who need address on certain matters, some other areas. But something of that nature comes to Parliament, disrupts the sitting until there is almost going to be a fight.
Ivan, first and foremost, it is very bad and it's very dishonoring for Parliament to act in such a way. Because there are very many issues that are taking place in the country. There are people who are struggling with mudslides, there are people who are struggling with
yes, poor roads and what, yes.
But you see, that is the order of the day in Parliament. That's what happens.
Now, that is what I'm also asking about, that order. I know Parliament has a lot of things to handle in a particular day, and these things are selected. Those that are important are given that urgent, attention. But I am looking at Parliament selecting that to be part of the discussions that have to be held. And it ends up disrupting even the sitting when the women members of Parliament, now you see, it was almost a match. I don't want to say match, but it was almost a raft between female members of Parliament, women I can say, and then the men. Because I don't want to go into that, I don't want to discuss, because that is a matter that has been subjected to investigation. But I think it shouldn't have reached that far.
First of all, I want to tell you, Ivan, we have to agree, members of Parliament, the female members of Parliament confused the motion for progress, because they thought in the first place that if they argue, if they fight against Zaake, they'll be solving the issue. But I want to take you back to one very important thing. What is the biggest problem this country is facing? The biggest problem is corruption. And that corruption is deeply rooted into immorality. Because someone comes, steals what is supposed to be for the sick, moves away with it. And you realize that all problems that do happen in this country come out of immorality that is taking place, and the country is not moving towards behavior change. And maybe that's the reason as to why they should to go to Parliament. But in any political setting, it would be the last things that would be getting into Parliament. But because of the circumstances surrounding the abusing and the behavior of the Honorable Zaake or even other members of Parliament, it had to get there. But as you're discussing that, we need to also discuss the character of the person called Zaake and the character of the person called Kyinyamatama and the character of the person called Grace Narubega. If you get back to the 2021 election, Narubega and Kyinyamatama were fighting in the constituency. And their fighting resulted into one beating and imprisoning the voters and election staff of the other candidate. Beat NUP, beat NRM, but the thing is, you don't have to beat or even the human.
Do you see this pointing, Mushabe, do you see this pointing at the political parties to create a raft? If we are saying Kyinyamatama is NRM, Zaake is NUP. Do you now see the two trying to create a friction of...
Absolutely true, Ivan. But first, to clarify on what you said at first. See, something also to come on the order paper. Kyinyamatama's case was vital before the Parliament. The chair or the Speaker of the Parliament is the person who assigns some of these cases to different committees that are responsible for the disciplinary cases and whatever. Meaning, it was very vital for the Parliament and the Speaker to bring that on board. And one thing is us to consider the integrity of these members of Parliament and what they are supposed to do. If the case came up before the floor of Parliament, it should have been better to be assented to very well. You back up your case, and then it is sent to the other committee.
I think my question here, yes. My question here was how someone gets to put, that matter so urgent on the order paper, and we have many other, I think.
Ivan,
it is very true, Ivan.
It is more than a week ago.
But okay.
The reason why I say it is a very vital case, if you listen to the video, the clip where the accused, Honorable Zaake said that from Rakai, it is very true. The words were not so much good.
Why did it delay? Wasn't there police where Honorable Zaake or CID that Honorable Zaake could be subjected to? And even if as a member of Parliament, that could be handled outside the case. Why should it have to become a national matter on the floor of the House?
Ivan, this is why we are saying hate speech has dominated the politics of Uganda. Because we have seen, not only Honorable Zaake, most of the members of Parliament, most especially opposition legislators, they have used all kind of words that are
which I am not refusing. Yes.
It's what I'm thinking about.
Okay. Let me pick your. I am asking Henry the same question. Do you think this is now going to become an NRM and a NUP win-win situation, do or die?
Ivan, to openly speak about that, I want to take you back some few years back. There is a certain minister who contested somewhere down there, in fact close to Rakai district. I remember that election turned into...
We have 30 seconds to go for a break.
Turned into a lot of bloodshed, and the people down there in the constituency, up to now, they still speak ill of that person, that minister, and that member of Parliament. In fact, not a member of Parliament, because he lost. Now, when it comes to these politicians currently who are getting back to those constituencies, they find people who are already in wounds, who already have pain. So when they see a person like Honorable Zaake going to that constituency, and maybe there is a certain legislator who went there and left a lot of damages, and the people are speaking ill of him, and people are still sick about him, it will influence that person, the resident, the local man, to join a politician who has gone there, whether it's NRM or no, to determine the politics and
the House was adjourned until Saturday, Tuesday. Yeah, after lunch.
But at the same time, if you look at how Parliament sits, how it works, plenary starts on Tuesday and ends on Thursday. So what they are saying is just beating around the bush. They just want to go for
Okay, gentlemen, you'll allow us go for a very quick commercial break, and when we return, more of the conversation will be on, including the raft we're also seeing in Entebbe between the Member of Parliament, Michael Kakembo, and the head teacher for Lake Victoria Primary School on misuse of the school. We'll return shortly after this break. Welcome to Entebbe. Uganda's first colonial capital, the home of recreation and tourism. Meet its welcoming people and enjoy the fresh winds from Lake Victoria.
Entebbe, the land of freshness, fresh breeze, fresh water, fresh weather, and fresh foods. Entebbe is not just the gateway to Uganda, but also fresh foods supplied from 81 Sese Islands in Lake Victoria. Fresh foods from the garden to Chitoro Market and straight to your home. Visit Chitoro Market in Entebbe, Uganda's first capital for all your fresh foods.
We'll be back from that quick commercial break. We are still seated here in the Media Lab, studio here at Abaita Babili. And of course, we still thank you who is tuned in. If you're online at Media Lab Entebbe, also Facebook, YouTube, and we're still streaming. Send us your views and comments on what we are discussing. And if you have anything that you think we've left out, we will have it tackled. Just before we came out of a break, I was engaging Henry. I think it's been now close to 2 to 3 weeks when the Nkumba traffic lights have been off. I have witnessed 3 accidents in the night when, cars crash, those that want to pass. I don't know, what do you think of this? Has UNRWA just ignored, has it just decided to, stay silent on this, or you think they know that those traffic lights are off?
I actually had an engagement with one of the PROs of UNRWA. It's called Alan Choris.
Yes, Entebbe, yes.
I also had a Twitter engagement with UNRWA directly, and they said they were not aware, and they said they're going to engage there.
But there is always cabinet on Monday, and in cabinet, I'm sure all of the ministers who are responsible for some of these things cross on that road.
I can tell you one thing: the ministers have silence, and they don't care about the traffic lights.
Oh, because they have the willies, eh?
Yes.
They have the clear the way.
But the other thing is, UNRWA in a place like Entebbe, in all cities, in all regions, you must have a representative for which, if something happens in a given area, they are the first point of interaction with the community. If they do not have them, for instance, like in Masaka, they have the regional office there. But why not in Entebbe, which can cover very many areas?
An international place.
An international place like that, where they have a lot of assets for the Ministry of Works.
But for an international place, I think we just retained the name for Entebbe. I don't think we are still international.
It's the gateway for
Though, but I get through as well. What's your take, Bushabe?
Ivan, it's very unfortunate to all the road users around Nkumba, most especially, because Entebbe Road is, I think, among the busiest roads in Kampala. And
I even see deployments every day for security people.
Absolutely.
Where the president is about.
This is the road that is connected by Entebbe Highway,
the Express
Highway. This is the road that unfortunately now connects students who are moving to the university, Nkumba University. And it is so bad.
And I think one time they even protested.
Absolutely. Some years back, because of that area. It is too dangerous and difficult for all the road users. We really appeal to UNRWA, make sure that they do this as fast as possible. Before even there is an upcoming event at Nkumba University, the graduation, and we think it can't be so much good when that day approaches. Before.
But even the Prime Minister is a student at the university.
Many Nkumba University has.
Does she get there?
I think so. I'll not go into that conversation.
Okay. But the other thing is,
yes,
even the traffic police must be
they must be
a little more serious,
yes,
because in instances where the lights are off,
the traffic police, yes.
Traffic. If they are not there, then they are leaving people to be susceptible.
So I really want to appeal to the OC Traffic for Entebbe, the DPC, Mr. Kenneth, Afande Kenneth Mohaire, the OC station, Karega, and the rest. Please, you engage your traffic officers and let them do something at Nkumba University. That junction is becoming deadly. We will lose a lot of lives.
I have even been a student leader there. If they delay, I will call my people.
You strike again. You are no longer. They will take you as an ordinary citizen. But really, do something. Even the RDC of Entebbe, please, let's pay attention to that junction. Let's not lose lives. We still can do something. But I want us to leave that conversation there. We pick on a very well-positioned and strategic debate and conversation that has been making rounds. Lake Victoria Primary School being turned into a shelter for goats. That story was written by Honorable Kakembo. I think I saw it trend. Daily Monitor also picked it. I saw it trend. But what's your take on this? Have you closely followed the story?
I want to follow protocol. I want to follow the story alone. Because the story alone must be misleading sometimes. It is very bad to have a school like Lake Victoria, one of the oldest schools in Entebbe, rare buses instead of having students learn. It's very bad. That means the learning environment is very bad again. But what is the role of a member of parliament? Such a school wherein goes instead of having students learn will make us ask these questions. Does the municipality have a municipal education officer?
An inspector?
Does it have an inspector of schools? If they do have, what are they doing then in office? What is the area councillor of that area doing to take the aspirations of the people to the municipal council? Such that
you realize that person
before.
could have been the one that took the information to the honorable member of parliament.
Then he's failing on protocol and procedure because he's supposed to present those things in council, the social services committee of the municipal council. If it is not in the know, that means the councillor is not doing
Mushebe, God's in that class, yes.
Something very small. Again, I want to be skeptical about what Honorable Kakembo did. It is very good because he made noise. But again, as a member of parliament, I want to think of the roles of a member of parliament. One is budgeting and appropriation, another is oversight and representation.
Yes.
Now, your third year, you're a member of parliament, is it?
Yes.
And you've been in this parliament all this way when the school is this way, because it's been that way, you've been looking at it all the time and neglecting it. And you've not fought so hard to reach the budget director, Kenneth Mugambi. You don't even know the municipal budget for schools, or the budget conference, or the local revenue which is generated by that school.
But Honorable Kakembo subscribes to the National Unity Platform, which has the Balavise hashtag.
And is a member of government of Uganda and a parliament.
So, Mushebe, there is the Balavise component, and there is also, actually in his tweet, he affiliated something to NRM that I don't want to. But the Balavise, Kunga, and the rest. What do you make of this conversation between the two gentlemen?
Ivan, I first want to swiftly commend three aspects in here. One, to applaud Kakembo, Honorable Kakembo, for being a whistleblower at the moment.
That's right.
Two, I want to also thank the false estate, the journalists and the media that swung into action by then, and stories were run on all social media platforms and whatever. Then now I have to allow me I speak literally about Kakembo. What he did.
Kakembo is not the issue.
No, what he did was a little bit good, but I want to ask if Kakembo, because it came in a little bit, for us we have to say it came in a little bit late. We have had the municipal leaders who are in charge of inspecting, who need to inspect some of the schools in Entebbe and whatever, and we have the parents and families that had sent students, that were sending students to go and learn from there. But literally we came to know that they were not going there by then. Did Kakembo try to move around on ground and see some of these students who had dropped from schools, maybe who are not studying by then, and then ascertain that? It is very unfortunate that a member of parliament, when he gets something to tap on, he wants to cover all the other previous things that he has failed to manage, and then he wants to jump on only one thing to convince us that we should be borrowed and convinced that he has done the best. No. Entebbe has had a lot of challenges, a couple of things that are really down there that he doesn't need to know, but we should maybe only applaud. But also speak about the leaders in Entebbe who have neglected each and everything, and they just seated there enjoying the taxpayers' money.
Yes.
I want to ask this very simple question, because Entebbe has been having moderately better resources given to it, delivered to it by government,
Yes.
to work on the different social services. Where is the PTA, the Parents and Teachers Association of the school? Where are the Board of Governors? Where is the School Management Committee in all this? Because these would be the first points of interaction. What has the Honorable done? Has he engaged all these things, all these people? What has the Mayor done? I don't know if the Mayor is always in office, but what has he done to ensure that that is done? What has Town Clerk Gacharo done? What has the RDC done? Honorable Kakembo did something very good as an
eye-opener.
And he was an eye-opener. But as a working committee of the municipality, all these people should be having solutions, and that solution should be helping society in Entebbe.
By the way, to supplement on that, Entebbe municipality is just full of schools that were built in the 1990s, and most of the schools are actually getting
even
down.
50s out of
Most
shape.
of them, they need to be renovated. They need to have new schools built, constructed, and everything. But it is very unfortunate that the education system in Entebbe municipality is too worse to the extent that a school can be turned into a goat's shelter.
Okay,
Very
I was trying to get to Honorable Kakembo on phone, but it's unfortunate he can't pick. I'm also trying to reach out to Mr. Nabende, who is the head teacher for the school. He's also not picking. Honorable Kakembo has now switched off his phone. But we really, I can't. So that's Minister Nabende as well. But anyway, I spoke to Mr. Nabende myself. He said the goats have been there, even at a time when Honorable Kakembo's wife was teaching there. He started the project himself, and after his wife left, he's now denying it and using it as a hate statement to tarnish Mr. Nabende's name.
Okay, that's the reason that's why I asked you in the very first instance. What is Kakembo aspiring for? And Mashabi was telling us that maybe the politician wants to have all things done in 5 years to be accomplished in just a school.
But Mr. Honorable Kakembo also said that even if you are saying that he has an agenda behind, he's not in any way vying to become an HM of that school. Maybe he wants Mr. Nabende's job. He says he's not vying to become a teacher in that school. So literally there is nothing that one would attribute to in as far as how he made that statement.
I'm sorry to say, I don't want to seem biased, but Honorable Kakembo's statements are so reckless and biased. The communication between Kakembo and Nabende clearly indicates that Kakembo did not consult anyone before he did that, before he posted anything of such nature. But we want to applaud him for raising an alarm, because Nabende had also kept quiet. To tell us that
okay, gentlemen, we have run out of time. Mushaba, I want to give you only 10 seconds. Yes.
The issue of service delivery in Entebbe is very alarming. Not only schools. Recently, actually, I still again applaud Kakembo. Actually, Honorable Kakembo, I think he lacks only one thing. That the little bit style of leadership, it is a bit lacking. But recently, I read a story on Nilo Post about when he rose up and spoke about the issue of corruption between the municipality officials and whatever. He came out recently and said it. Those people are a bit corrupt. They say they are working on this road. When he gets on ground, nothing is happening. They say they have given out this money to do this and this. It is not worked on.
Minister,
the issue.
Sorry, Mr. Nabende has gotten back to us on the phone. Mr. Nabende, thank you for really joining us in the conversation.
Yes.
We are asking. We understand that you called Honorable Kakembo's statement on allegations at the school. It was a hate statement that had no facts. Was that true?
Well, in 2017,
yes,
the Entebbe Municipal Council, through the Bunaba Gagawale program,
yes,
gave us a project as teachers. We received 2 goats,
yes,
and 2 pigs.
yes,
For the entire teachers to make them multiply, to make us enhance on our salaries.
yes.
The project has been held successfully, because if you made a research of all the beneficiaries under Muranga Gaware who got goats and the pigs, it's only Lake Vic that has a success story. There's no other school or even individuals in Entebbe that up today can show what we are able to show today.
Yes.
The buildings he's talking about, those buildings were condemned almost 10 years back before I joined that school, and they have never been used. We have enough classrooms that accommodate our teachers and children, so that is used up.
How best can you characterize or describe Honorable Kakembo's statement that we saw making rounds?
I would advise Mr. Honorable Kakembo Michael, being an MP, to be objective enough that once he gets any information, he has to make research, come on ground, engage the stakeholders, and have issues solved. Because if he identifies the problem and he takes it to Twitter, that cannot help. So it is my humble request that as a leader, you should know how to analyze and solve problems with the community.
Do you have anything personal with the Honorable Kakembo, if I may ask?
Well, civil servant, I don't have any challenges with my leader.
And
but
going...
my humble appeal...
Yes.
And my own appeal, as I have already said, let him come on ground, engage the stakeholders of the school, that's the PTA, the school management committee, the town clerk, the municipal education officer, to have issues solved. You saw that we went an extra mile as management. We held a school-run fundraising event on 24th of September, where we called upon all stakeholders, including the Honorable, where the chief runner was General Muhozi Kanerugaba, and who was represented by the Minister for Kampala, Mr. Kabanda.
Yes.
So members came, raised the money, but it was unfortunate that the Honorable Member of Parliament didn't come to support the school. He didn't buy even a single kit, which was unfortunate. But when you look at the objective of the purpose of the event was geared towards the development of the school, which I think is a very good arrangement under my leadership with the management committee to have the school developed.
Minister Navende, are you trying to tell us that Honorable Kakembo is an irresponsible member of Parliament who does not wish to work in engagement and see the progress of what may be wrong to be right, and he is politicking even in such matters? Would you attribute to that?
I'm only trying to guide him as a leader of Entebbe municipality constituency to always engage the stakeholders whenever there is any challenges that he sees there is something not going right. He always engages the stakeholders before going to Twitter.
And
Twitter,
yes.
Most of our stakeholders, the parents, don't have access to internet, so they will never know what's going on in the school. So it's advisable for him to come on ground and meet the stakeholders, especially the parents.
Mr. Navende, we understand you have a school management committee, a meeting which is coming up next. Have you invited him?
Yes, we have a school management committee on 22nd of October this year. And among the people who have been invited to as stakeholders, we have Honorable Kakembo Michael, who has also been invited. The RDC has been invited, the town clerk, the mayor, and all other major stakeholders to come and help us to put things right in our school, where we feel things are not moving on well. And it is my prayer that Honorable Kakembo comes in to give us solutions on how to overcome some of these challenges we are having at school.
Okay, for time reasons, Mr. Navende, we will leave you here, but really thank you for making time to speak to us.
Thank you so much.
Okay. That is the head teacher for Lake Victoria just giving us his perspective. What do you say about his submission? In 30 seconds, we're running out of time.
Actually, you need want to comment about it. because I already said
self-explanatory.
Self-explanatory. Kakembo,
Okay.
Honorable Kakembo did not consult with anyone
Before he made the tweet.
and he was invited.
Okay. Your last words into the conversation. 15 seconds.
Okay, I also think Honorable Kakembo was just only wanted to convince people outside there. That's why he took the concern straight to Twitter before maybe
engaging those that
but
are.
It should be what they are doing. What I've learned from Mr. Nabende. Let that be done to most all schools in Entebbe. Schools in town councils, those schools who are doing badly off. Let them have these meetings by municipality officials to ascertain a lot of challenges that are.
Gentlemen, it's been pleasure hosting you in the studio. It's been also pleasure interacting on matters that are important for our audience. But I want to give 10 seconds. Which best place would you invite your friend to in Entebbe? Just 10 seconds.
Oh, let me tell you, I love
10 seconds. 1,
I love botanical
2,
gardens.
3. Okay. 10 seconds. Invite your people to Entebbe.
Let them come. We go around Lakeside. We enjoy it from there.
Okay. I will myself invite you to the zoo. You work a very beautiful place. Nowadays, they've increased on the number of the equipment for children to play on. But also look at the animals. There is a very long beach, some fish there, and the ED, Mr. James Musinguzi. Thank you for really welcoming people, and I invite everyone to you work this Saturday. Omukuru Rwasa naye yatuyise. Omukuru Rwasa yatuyise. Rwasa oyo agabula. But anyway, really thank you very much for keeping on with us from when we started. Those who have been on Twitter, Facebook at the Media Lab Entebbe, and those that have also been following on other platforms, Entebbe Post, Media Lab, and many others. We really thank you, and we urge you that in case you feel there is something we left out, comment and let us know so that maybe next time it becomes our topic of discussion. I want to wish you a very good, blessed weekend, and I'm out for now. Imagine if leadership and development was a uniting factor for people towards a certain achievement. When people set aside their political differences and affront a cause that will benefit everyone.
What does omuntu wa wansi see as development in Entebbe?
Mbuuza meya akyegana, tawunikiraka akyegana.
Who is the problem now?
Ensonga eno ejja kuggwa.
That is politics.
Era tetulina kyakulya n'ekya tekigenda kubaawo.
Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. as we discuss matters in Entebbe, the first Uganda's colonial capital, and what it deserves.